And the strange thing is it's the human life that anchors spiritual realization. It unfolds some of that infinite potential. And this is, of course, the dawning of humanity, which is one of the great dangers of any realization experience is a loss of or humility. It's the dawning of humility. But you can have a realization experience and it can actually lead you to kind of arrogance for a while, maybe for a long while. I realized I'm just not this piddly little human being. I'm the totality. Well, great, it's true, but as soon as you grab hold of it and think, I am the totality, well, you can just feel you're leaning into there's a great potential downfall there, right? Leaning into a truth that can become sort of arrogant. Because you very much are the totality, but you're the totality also experiencing itself as a very limited and flawed human being. And if you don't remember that, life's going to show it to you sooner than later. Right? And the more you try not to see it, the more you're headed towards a massive reckoning with reality, right? So one of the most common questions I get, like probably many, if not most spiritual teachers, is, why is it that I seem to have so much challenge and difficulty living out in my life the deepest things that I know, the deepest things I've experienced? And that doesn't have to necessarily mean living out my enlightenment experience. It's just the deepest thing I know. Everybody has the deepest thing they know. Their deeper experiences, or their feeling of the most evolved part of themselves. Everybody has that. And everybody knows the experience of, why is it that I don't seem to be living that out all the time? You would think I'm given this gift at times of great understandings, great deep experiences. Why is it that as soon as I go into the life of relationship, which life is relationship, whether it's relating with a glass of water or a human being or going to work or whatever it is, it's all relationship. Why is it that when I go into relationship, that wonderful, unified, peaceful place that I've seen or that I know, why does it all just seem to go to hell? To some extent or another, right? I can be a Buddha in my own bedroom on my meditation cushion, which is actually a really good thing, because most human beings can't be by themselves without driving themselves totally bananas. It's like that's why when you're a child, what do you do for punishment? Go in your room, shut the door, and stay. It's a basic thing. You're stuck with yourself, kid, and that's a punishment, right? Right? And if you're not used to it, it can feel like a punishment. Like, it's a terrible thing. Why don't you just spank me or something? Don't leave me alone by myself without a device to distract myself. Good, that's like depositing me in hell. So it is a great virtue. It is actually a tremendous step in our evolution, actually, to be able to be in a room by ourselves and be perfectly happy. That is no small accomplishment, nor should it be diminished. It's an amazing thing to realize that, to be at peace with yourself. Maybe experience just being as a great and mysterious joy. That is a quite an accomplishment. But still, most of our lives, for most of us, are lived out in relationship, right? As I say, with people, places, or things. And this is where, of course, each of those moments are moments of reckoning. What am I manifesting in this moment of relationship? Am I manifesting the deepest things that I know? Am I actually living them out? And if I am, great. If I'm not, what am I living out? What old belief pattern or resentment, or what am I living out? Where am I specifically and exactly when I'm living from the deeper part of my being? See, so even when people have had certain degree of realization experience, they're still baffled by the fundamental mystery of and challenge of living from great depth. Right? Why is it when I go into relationship, or we go into relationship, that things start to fall apart sometimes? Not all the time, but sometimes. Why is it that I seem to just almost instinctually move away from my deeper nature into something else, something more protective, something more aggressive, something more submissive, whatever it is? See, the same mystery can present itself even when your essential experience may be that there's a well-being that never goes anywhere. That's part of the proof of deep experience of realization, that it's not that you never have a challenging experience or emotion, it's that they all happen within this space of absolute okayness. Another paradox, right? That conflict can happen within a psychological space of peace. Now there's a paradox for you. One teacher I went to when I was young said, the you who's okay even when you're not okay. A good part of spirituality is actually discovering that. So that you become your own resource for peace and well-being.